your bite-sized daily roundup of the biggest news from the world of film. This is The Daily Reel with Van Connor.
Good morning, it's Tuesday the 23rd of February. Birthday to Emily Blunt, Dakota Fanning, Sex and the City's Kristen Davis, and Disney regular Josh Gad. Jim Carrey's psychological thriller The Number 23 arrived in cinemas on this day in 2007, while Duncan Jones's Mute and the Jason Bateman-Rachel McAdams comedy Game Night were both released today in 2018. For today in 2021, meanwhile, here's the news. Mila Kunis has signed on to lead Netflix's upcoming adaptation of the best-selling thriller novel Luckiest Girl Alive. The 2015 book by author Jessica Knoll follows a young woman who sought to reinvent herself in adulthood, meticulously crafting her life as a New York magazine editor following a series of horrific events during her teenage years. Her world is upended, however, when a crime documentary forces her to relive the disturbing truth of her past. Kunis will act as producer on the project, whilst Knoll will executive produce. Knoll is also on board to adapt the screenplay for The Handmaid's Tale director Mike Barker. No release date or production schedule has been set as yet.
Shut up, Meg.
The lead hero of the Star Wars sequel trilogy, Daisy Ridley, has expressed her wishes to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the wall-crawling Spider-Woman. Rumours have persistently swirled around the actress for some time, with many dubious sources claiming the actress had either been approached or actually cast in the role already. That doesn't seem to officially be the case, though that doesn't mean the Force Awakens actress isn't up for it. In a recent interview with USA Today journalist Soraya Wilson, Ridley was asked outright if she'd heard about the rumours of her supposed web-slinging future. Ridley denied she had, and then asked for an explanation from Wilson, before jumping with excitement once the concept had been explained to her. "Oh my god, I would love to play Spider-Woman," Ridley said, before curiously asking, "But is it more of an extended Spider-Verse thing?" That last comment might seem a curious addendum for an actress otherwise not immersed in Marvel lore, but it's worth remembering that Ridley acted opposite the MCU's Spider-Man Tom Holland in the forthcoming sci-fi flick Chaos Walking. Given that Holland's next Spidey flick is expected to introduce the concept of the Spider-Verse to live action, things kind of start to line up there. As we say, Ridley can next be seen in director Doug Liman's Chaos Walking, which is set to drop on digital and on demand on the 5th of March.
You will remove these restraints and leave this cell with the door open.
I will remove these restraints and leave the cell with the door open.
And you'll drop your weapon?
And I'll drop my weapon.
Guy Ritchie is off to war, with Paramount hiring the Snatch director to helm their forthcoming feature, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. In a project seemingly tailor-made for Ritchie, he'll adapt the succinctly named non-fiction novel Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, How Churchill's Secret Warriors Set Europe Ablaze and Gave Birth to Modern Black Ops by Damian Lewis. Lewis's book tells the true story of Winston Churchill's top-secret Black Ops unit, staffed by criminals, rogues and survivalists. The teams were licensed to kill, fully deniable by the British government, and tasked to use brutal, unsportsmanlike tactics to meet the advancing Nazi forces, all whilst high on amphetamines. The feature will be produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, and will see Ritchie adapting a script by a private war screenwriter, Ara Shamel. No production schedule has been set for the film as yet, but Ritchie is expected to make it his next project after completing the currently shooting espionage action of Five Eyes with Jason Statham, whose inevitable role in Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare is unconfirmed at this time.
What's that?
It's me belt Turkish.
No, Tommy, there's a gun in your trousers. What is a gun doing in your trousers?
For protection.
Protection from what? The Germans?
It's all about the documentaries today on streaming, with Made You Look, a true story about fake art, and Pele, new to Netflix, and Gianfranco Rossi's Fire at Sea added to Mubi. Now You See Me Too is on Film 4 tonight, along with a Danny Boyle double bill of Shallow Grave and Trainspotting. Mission Impossible Fallout is showing on 4/7 meanwhile, with Dances with Wolves on Sony Movies and John Wick Chapter 2 on 5-Star. While the Sky Cinema and Now TV premiere for today is the Edward James Olmos directed oil thriller The Devil Has a Name. That was the Daily Reel for Tuesday, February 23rd. Keep it cinematic, and we'll see you tomorrow.
The Daily Reel is a Candystore production, presented by Van Connor and written by Calvin Prickett. All information is correct at the time of writing, and source links are in the description for each episode. Don't forget to rate, review and subscribe on all good podcast platforms, or ask Alexa to install the Daily Reel skill for your morning flash briefing. Follow the show on social at Daily Reel Pod, and we'll be back every weekday. Until then, keep it cinematic.